Hey buddy, watch this.
Hello, hello, Regis Kilbin is the name, and Hearthstone is the game, and this is a deck spotlight on a deck I'm just calling the Crazy Gods Shaman by Tides of Time. Now, Tides of Time, of course, is a professional Hearthstone player who recently played this deck in a major Hearthstone tournament, and he got a little bit of flack and a little bit of criticism for this somewhat unusual list, but that doesn't mean it's unplayable. I certainly think Tides did want to win and created a list he thought was viable and had tested, and I have faith that this list actually has some competitive potential. So consider this part spotlight, part experiment to see just how good this list can actually be on the ranked ladder, and if perhaps it's worth playing or at least revising into a more playable form of itself. The Crazy Gods deck is called that because it does include both N'Zoth the Corruptor and Yogg-Saron, which don't typically go together since one is all about minions and the other is all about spells, but they are just late game bombs that can help you win a game. So this deck includes essentially a list that complements each in different ways, more so towards Yogg-Saron, and that there are just a ton of spells in this list, but a few key Death Rattle minions as well, like the Chillmaw and the Sylvanas and the Cairn. So a few ways to make N'Zoth incredibly good along the way. The list itself, as you can see from the curve, is really just about early game stuff and then a few giant late game cards as well without much stuff in between. So you want to be sure to keep up early, maintain the board with removal like Elemental Destruction, Stormcrack, and Lightning Storm. Play into your more valuable minions around the mid game with the Elise and the Cairn and the Sylvanas and the Thing from Belows to help stabilize the board. And essentially hang around long enough to get big turns from Halazil the Ascended, big turns from Ysera, and of course big turns from both of your Crazy Gods as well. So between all that, eventually you kind of just find ways to win the game, right? You have some extra damage in the deck, you got a few big minions, you might win on a crazy N'Zoth turn, or a Yogg-Saron might bail you out from an otherwise unwinnable game. And then of course there's also Elise Starseeker you can always fall upon if a game does run all the way into fatigue, which is possible with this deck because you have so much healing and removal that you can survive and compete into fatigue. Then of course Elise Starseeker can start turning your Lava Shocks and your Rockbiter weapons into more Yogg-Sarons and N'Zoths and so on and so forth. So a pretty nifty list that does a few different things well. As far as interesting cards in the lists, I'd like to point out pretty much everything. There's nothing here that doesn't stand out. So the Emperor Thaurissan is nifty because it gives you just cost reductions and you're likely to have so many different things. Yogg-Saron is nuts. Chillmaw might seem unusual because there's actually only one other dragon in the list, so it's unlikely for it to go off, but you can kind of control that to some extent because you know where your dragon is, and in the late game that can make a difference, and occasionally that'll be great to stop aggro as well, and occasionally just as a 6/6 taunt. It's quite good to activate a future N'Zoth because taunts when you play N'Zoth are good because it forces your opponent to react to your N'Zoth turn, not just to ignore it. Halazil the Ascended is particularly good with cards like Lightning Storm and Elemental Destruction, so you've kind of got a Reno built in almost with huge heal potential. Yogg-Saron, who knows what it's going to do, but it's going to do a lot because of how many different spells are in this deck, right? We've got 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 16 spells. So Yogg can obviously go off for some crazy big turns. This is the Crazy Gods Shaman by Tides of Time. Let's go ahead and take it out onto the ranked ladder against all instincts and advisement by Tides himself, I'm sure. We're going to try this thing in a more competitive environment. See if it holds up as a ladder deck. I'm quite curious. Mulliganing with this deck is going to be very challenging just because you don't have a lot of early game minions. You're going to have to hero power often, use removal spells early as well. So understanding which removal spells to keep and which ones to look for can make a big difference. We'll probably keep actually both that Manatide and that Thing from Below, just because they can give us some pretty good stabilization. We'll toss back the Lava Shock in hopes of like a Lightning Bolt or a Rockbiter weapon, something that can deal with the board a little sooner. If this is Freeze Mage, I think that bodes well for us, just because we do have a lot of healing and a lot of removal for like the Alexstrasza and the Antonidas eventually. The stuff like the Elemental Destruction will not be helpful. We won't be able to apply a ton of pressure, admittedly, so maybe it's not that great. I just feel like we could kind of outlast all their damage eventually. But this appears to be Tempo Mage instead. I'll just Rock Biter that and Hero Power here. I don't need to get out the Mana Tide, and removing that is more valuable. These guys are still going to be playable soon, so... that's kind of scary, right? I don't know that he needed to go to so much trouble to deal with my things. I might just Hero Power here and play into something like an Elemental Destruction. Unfortunately, that would kill my entire turn. So I guess we'll just play the thing from below. Hope it kills the Flamewaker. Flamewaker is one of the big threats we have to worry about in this deck. Even if he fireballs it or frostbolts it or something, it's not all that exciting. Forbidden Flame is intriguing. Oh no! Yeah, he took a risk there. It's a pretty good chance that worked out for him, but instead he used his entire turn and accomplished very little out of it. So we'll Hero Power Mana Tide here. We could have Thing from Below, but I'm more interested in generating cards than taking over the board right now. Plus, we're making this cheaper. Emperor Thoris on next turn is going to be fantastic because we'll get the Yogg-Saron out very quickly. Looks like he's going to leave this up a turn 2, which is good for us. We don't have to necessarily kill his stuff every turn. Yeah, we'll just play the Thorison. We're actually going to have a Chill Maul that could do some work here. I hope he has to trade this way instead of has like a Fireball or something. But we do have enough healing that I think will be fine. And enough removal. We can Chill Maul this turn. Oh, buddy, that might have been a little early. That's really good for us. He's going to kill the Mana Tide, so buys us some time. That's fine. I'll probably just Chill Maul and Thing from Below? No, I don't actually have to, do I? Could just Lightning Storm, trade, draw. Is that just better? I'm guaranteed to kill that thing. I have other AoE removal for small minions. So let's draw first. Then I'll overload 4, though. I could play the Yogg-Saron if I don't overload. I think I like this better. Just contest that guy. It's going to die virtually no matter what. Even if he fireballs here, the Death Rattle will kill it. If he trades, it obviously is going to die as well. That way I can just play the Yogg-Saron next turn. Maybe even the N'Zoth to follow. That's cute. Both the new Old Gods cards. We could Lightning Storm. The Yogg-Saron is kind of risky. He's got 8 damage on board, so it's gonna probably die. Lightning Storm, Lightning Bolt, Thing from Below is probably good. You can still Yogg-Saron later. Oh, I think Element of Destruction puts us at 4 mana next turn. Lightning Storm puts us at 7 mana next turn, but we'd have this would put us at 6 mana next turn. Is there anything we can do with 6 mana that we can't do now? Is he ever going to have a better board to Elemental Destruction is the real question. I guess we'll do this since we have the answers. I'm going to go ahead and draw as well. We're going to be overloaded a lot anyway, I recognize. But, oh, Lava Shock is insane. It is insanely good. I just cleared all my overload so I can actually use Sarah next turn. I could also N'Zoth for the Chill Maw, but I think I'd rather just use Sarah. Lightning Bolt maybe to remove. I think that's about the best turn imaginable actually right there that we just had. We even got the free Thing from Below, so it was just icing on the cake here. Yeah, we'll just use Sarah. Hopefully he didn't get like a polymorph out of that, but even, you know, if he uses the polymorph on Ysera, we have other stuff. We got the N'Zoth. We got a Yogg-Saron coming. I can't believe how good that turn went. I don't think he runs Yogg, but he might be Yogg tempo. That's definitely a possibility. So it looks like our Ysera's gonna live. That is amazing. We could Stormcrack one of those. We could just Lightning Storm both of those. I would like to test for Counterspell first, though. So I'm actually going to use this on the face. Okay. I guess in hindsight I missed a damage here. I also may have pretty much butchered that turn. I really should have used the Blood Mage first, and then actually it cost myself 2 damage. I should have used the Blood Mage first to test for Mirror Entity. Then I should have used the Lightning Bolt to test for Counterspell, and then I should have finally used the Lightning Storm to clear stuff. It doesn't really matter in the end, but I did miss 2 damage from my Spell Power guys by not planning out my turn in advance. It wouldn't have hurt me any. So this is like a freeze mage of some sort, right? Is he? He's not dead. I can't pop the block or anything, can I? No. Probably just Lightning Bolt that and Cairn. I think that's fine. It looks like a nice block. We have a lot of damage. We have 11 damage right now from these things. Dream is also good for removal. Tempo play, basically really cheap sap. I think we're in a really good spot. Yeah. Too many Ysera turns, I think it made him nervous. Alright, so the Crazy Gods Shaman, I like it. I don't know that every game's going to go that smoothly, but went really well. We did have like the best turn imaginable, which was nice, but I think it would have been in a fight spot anyway. He didn't come back the following turn and like blow us up, so we probably still would have remained ahead even if we had been super overloaded that following turn. The Lava Shock certainly helped, but either way I think we were in the game. Alright, probably Zoo if I had to guess. We might have to keep the Elemental Destruction. We'll toss everything else back. Lightning Storm's better than Elemental Destruction against Zoo, traditionally. Just because a lot of their early stuff that you want to kill on turn 3 or 4 doesn't yet have 4 or 5 health, but Elemental Destruction is great eventually, so either way. Coin's good for a future Yogg. I don't think I can afford to coin Ancestral. That'd give me a totally dead turn 2. I'd rather just Hero Power into Mana Tide eventually. He didn't play a 1-drop, so this looks like Handlock. This is not Zoo, which is good. We'll just do what I said. I could have Ancestral Knowledge, but makes my following turns awkward because of the overload, so we'll just wait. I'd like to see a Hex or something. This is like truly Handlock. That's a sick draw. Really, really sick draw. Could coin out the Hero Power here. I'm not sure that it's valuable. Next turn I can play the Mana Tide anyway. I think I'm okay. May end up Ancestral Knowledging if he plays something that kills the Mana Tide. He does. Yeah, I'll probably just Ancestral Knowledge. I'm not in a hurry, right? We got time. I have 9 cards, so I don't need to burn a card. If I had 10, I may have had to use the coin just to save a card. Certainly rather save the coin for mana because I'm going to be significantly overloaded next turn. This deck doesn't run Earthshock, does it? It might be worth adding given the Twilight Drakes, don't you think? So they really don't have a good play here. Elemental Destruction is not good yet. It's very unreliable. I think I might just throw this out sorta to die, but then I burn a card. 4, I'll be at 10. I don't think I can afford to burn a card, so Wish I could have played that. Wouldn't have helped, but still. So Sylvanas is actually a decent card next turn, I think, because his board is so big. He's not. Is he? Oh, he's gonna kill it. Yeah, he's got the 3 attack. So Sylvanas is very likely to get value next turn. I'm just a little bit worried about being dead already, right? Because this is like a Leroy Reno lock. He's got 9, 12, plus, you know, maybe 10 in hand is like a lot of damage. We do have the Halaziel though, right? Yeah, we drew Halaziel. So we can heal in a pinch, especially when we get to 8 mana, because we can elemental Halaziel. So hopefully this buys us enough time to get to that point. If we absolutely have to, we can Halaziel Lightning Bolt next turn, but it only heals for 3, right? It's not good. So he's got to sort this out. It's not easy, actually. Unless he has a silence, in that case, it's pretty easy. That doesn't really help him much, does it? I can Lightning Storm Elemental Destruction to guaranteed clear the board and steal his Twilight Drake. If I knew I had spell damage, I could make a really nice Elemental Destruction turn. I guess even if I don't, I can probably just Lightning Bolt something and sort it out. Let's just Elemental Destruction first and see what dies. We might follow it up with a Lightning Storm Lightning Bolt. But I just want to see what happens, right? If our Sylvanas dies, for instance, I guess I should always kill this first. Otherwise, I might inadvertently kill my Sylvanas and not have attacked at all. Okay, so that worked out perfectly, actually. That could not have been better. I'll go ahead and play the taunt here, just because, remember, that Leroy Power Overwhelming is a thing. And this might save me, and there's no reason not to. I can heal next turn off the Halaziel Lightning Storm or something. Oh, no, I can't. I'm super overloaded. I can't heal at all. I can Healing Wave next turn. That should be enough. I have the board, so. If the taunt survives, I may not even need to do that. But I probably won't have another way to even spend 3 mana. That's actually kind of annoying, right? That's what we just dealt with, dude. Why you gotta be that way? That kind of just gave me an answer, right? I'm really confused by this. Isn't all his stuff just gonna die? I'm like, okay, I'll just give you this card and heal and we'll be done. Alright. I'm very likely to win this. I only have big stuff in my... Yeah. Cool. We know he has mind control tech. That probably won't matter to us at this point. We, don't. So I really don't understand the Doomsayer. He had a decent board position. He was going to force a trade, almost. It's like he killed more of his stuff than mine. Whatever. I had a dead turn anyway. I only had 3 mana. Like, I don't... Oh, boy. That might just be a way for us to kill him eventually. I don't really feel bad about that at all. I don't think he should have used the Doomsayer when I only had 3 mana. That just feels awkward to me. I really wish I could play 2 dudes, but I want to get the Thorson out, because I actually, now that he's going to have that huge hero power every turn, I kind of need to start winning the game more quickly, right? And I think cost reductions will help me accomplish that. Stormcrack, Lightning Storm can kill 1 Inferno dude. Can get a couple big minions out next turn. The Chill Maul will not have an activated effect, which is fine. Very confused by that Doomsayer still. Okay, I guess. You did that in the right order, at least. I can Stormcrack Lightning Bolt that if I want. I could Hex it as well, but I think I'll just Halazeal Stormcrack Lightning Bolt. That's 5 mana. I can play the Elise with it. That feels good. It's actually going to heal me a fair amount. Can save the Hex for a future turn. He just used the Twisting Nether, so I feel sort of good about loading up the board, right? He used it very preemptively, I felt like. He might have like a Hellfire or something, but that doesn't really contest my board all that well. Have the Hex to get through taunts, but doesn't really help, I guess. It's taunt itself. Hex Lightning Storm, though, could give me lethal. I have 12 damage represented on the board. I'd need 3 additional damage. Let me count the ways. Oh, that's not that great. Is he gonna taunt here? Defender of Argus, Stampeding Kodo. That's actually solid. He kills both the guys, but he doesn't have a good trade, and that's his win condition as well. So I think we're in a fantastic spot here. Just outrageously. He didn't even get to hero power, which is sad. We can't really kill the Kodo, but I don't guess we care. We don't have any lethals set up. We'll trade the Brand, because Brands are very scary. Turns out we got the Healing Totem too, which is nice. Makes something like Hellfire a little worse. We don't have the Ysera, actually, which is fortunate, because we have the board, and we don't want Chill Maul to activate. Siphon Soul's a good answer. We still have the good Hex targets. He can kill one of these. Surprised by that one. Lava Shock's not so good. Right now, at least. It might be good later. Huh. Don't want that, but is this good? Could Lightning Storm Lava Shock. It's guaranteed to kill this. And we could trade, you know, and kill the other one as well. I'm going to go ahead and do it. We still have the Hexes, so we've got answers for future Infernals. I guess it wasn't guaranteed to kill that. I actually did not do the math right. It could have hit for 3. That would have been worse for sure. It was guaranteed to kill one of them, I guess I should have said. Could have traded into the other one. It worked out well for us. 7 damage. He has 11 health. It's going to go down to 8. I can Hex that, but then I can't go... Well, I can still go face. He kind of went Jiraxis a little early, I feel like. I mean, he doesn't get to draw cards now, which is... You know, one of the advantages, of course, of Warlock is being able to draw cards. I can guaranteed clear here. But I can also guaranteed clear a future turn. Against... No, I can't a future turn because I won't have the Wrath of Air Totem likely. This is kind of getting... a little unfortunate. I think I'm just going to double Hex here. Go face, double Hex, play the Blood Mage. I need the card draw. He's out of dudes. Like, come on. We can do this, right? Let's attack face first. No, we'll kill a dude, actually. I lied. I lied. I was worried about, like, Defender of Argus enabling one, extra one. Didn't want to give him extra stats if I didn't have to. I think I still win the long game. I still have N'Zoth, still have Yogg-Saron. A couple other good things, I think. Oh, I forgot about that. I forgot about that. We saw that. Didn't do much, though. That's the one I'd give him if I could give him any of them, so... Not too bad. Halazeel has gotten a ton of heal value, and he's been around forever. Mortal Coil? Spellbreaker. That's actually pretty slick. The card draw was why I played that. I don't care about the damage. Elemental Destruction feels pretty good. I can kill everything guaranteed, because I can Rock Biter that if I want to. Do I wait a turn, though? I can also just trade Rock Biter, Hero Power. It's a really bad draw, by the way. We have so many giant things. I think this is unlikely to live another turn, which makes it unlikely to make Elemental Destruction good against Infernals ever again. The thing I'm worried about is if I use 5 Overload, right? Next turn, if I draw like the something good, I can't even use it. So why bother? I'm just gonna do this. He's got a good trade, obviously, but if we don't have a board, then Elemental Destruction gets a little better, perhaps. Really need to draw one of my guys, Yogg-Saron or N'Zoth. Really, either one would be just dandy. No card draw right now is hurting us, even though he doesn't have it either. It's just really hurting us. He must have like a Hellfire and a... I don't know. He's got stuff that he doesn't want to use, obviously. That's the right stuff to kill. Elemental Destruction's not bad. Ysera is a good draw. It's gonna die, but it sets up Elemental Destruction and it gives us a card, which is valuable. I'd take a minion or... it's the worst one. I'd take a minion or Ysera's Awakened. Power Overwhelming. Attack Shadow? What's about to happen? I don't know what's about to happen. Trade? That doesn't seem any better than trade. I just would have used the 2 Infernals. Am I dead? 16, 19, 21. I'm not dead. I'm not sure he... Oh, Shadow Bolt's pretty good. Well, that's a good turn. I don't know why he hesitated. Nightmare just doesn't help me at all. It's so sad. Karen's not good enough. I'll die. It's 15. Karen will not do the trick. I can Elemental Destruction and then Karen, I guess. Hero Powering might make one of these die. I have a 1 and 4 to get the Spell Power Totem. I think I'd rather just guaranteed save myself from death and try to roll a Taunt Totem and play the Karen. Healing Totem does not help. If I'd rolled the Taunt Totem, I would have considered Nightmaring it to force bad trades. He only needs 2 damage to kill me, but I'm not sure he has it. He's used Power Overwhelming. He's used Leroy. I don't know that he has 2 damage. He used his weapon, is all gone. Hellfire. Man, that's really unfortunate. We drew so poorly. If we'd gotten the Karen instead of the Rock Biter, I think we would have won that game. It's just like any of those cards in different orders. Alright, that's alright. We still learned a lot and saw the deck in action, so... Still want to see a Yogg-Saron. We'll give this deck one more game. I think it's actually kind of good, right? Like, we're not having problems keeping up with people. We played a very, very close game against another late game-oriented deck there. And he got the Draxus out early, which can be bad if you don't draw cards, but he kept up just fine in the card draw aspect, so the hero power gave him a huge advantage. We'll keep these kind of early game looking cards. Wouldn't mind a Hex for the potential Flame Wreath Faceless. We have some healing if it's super aggro stuff. Probably just go ahead and Rock Biter that. And I'll Rock Biter instead of Lightning Bolt because it only has 1 attack, so it's not hurting me much. And I might have to Rock Biter something later that has higher attack, so it's better to use this, and we can still use this later. Plus, that allows no overload for a hero power next turn. A couple advantages doing it that way. It's a pretty good turn, and he got the hero power he wants as well, I suspect. Just hero power here. Taking that to 2 is actually not bad because it makes the Lightning Storm guaranteed to kill it. Whoa, his client seems kind of frozen there. What's that about? That's unusual looking. Oh, but I'm not disconnected on the other hand. That would be unfortunate. I don't see any movement from him except this frozen guy. As far as I can tell, everything is fine on my end. Let's see if my internet's working. Yep. I don't know. I wonder too, man.
That's incredible.
Can you emote to me? The rope's still working. I wonder if he just froze out of the game here. I've never seen this before. Thousands and thousands and thousands of Hearthstone games. This is a new one to me. Yeah, maybe it'll clear out for him next turn. I don't know. I don't have much to do, so let's see what happens here. Thrall, what's up, man? Brother Thrall. I was kind of looking forward to seeing this against aggro Shaman, since we do have like some cool healing effects and some nifty removal. I think we could have had a favorable matchup. But it looks to me like, fortunately, his game has died. Not sure why the rope is not running already, since he did extend his entire turn last time. I think our hand is solid. We did draw the Flame-Wreathed Faceless answer on time. If we didn't get that on time, yeah, there he goes. That would have been pretty challenging. But we got the Hex, we had the AoE removal, we actually had the Healing Wave heal. Sylvanas was an eventual minion, but if we made it turn 6, okay, I don't think Sylvanas would have mattered. She's kind of slow at that point against stuff like Feral Spirit Wolves and lots of little guys. Sylvanas has a tough time against that. Sylvanas, I think, is best against, 3 big guys or so. When your opponent has a harder time trading, and you can still kill your Sylvanas reliably. So we'll try one more game since that one bummed out on us. I kind of think Stormcrack might be good against a Mage for the Flamewaker, but I don't know that I want 2, right? We'll try our luck with 1, and we'll see how that goes, and then we'll go from there. That's probably worth killing with the Lightning Bolt. Just to keep it from going crazy. We can still Stormcrack or Hero Power next turn, so the Overload didn't really make an impact. It did steal us Manatide Totem, but I think I'll hold off. I'd still rather kill the Flamewaker with that. It's a lot of damage, but I think he's gonna have a bad turn. Oh, that might be nice. Ball of Spiders, that is useless. Don't need that. Stormcrack Hero Power just to kill a guy feels okay. Manatide Totem still dies for free, so I know this is not a Flamewaker, but his board's already getting kind of big, and I don't actually have my AoE yet, so I want to start tidying up if I can. Next turn I'll have 4 mana to utilize. I'd like to see, like, gosh, he's just going all in on this guy. Wow. I might actually have to hex that. I think I have to hex the 8-3. Jeez, man. Never mind, we can just Lightning Bolt and probably just Manatide Totem. It probably heals for 3 anyway, right? We'll have to Healing Wave Hero Power next turn, likely. Halazeel could be very good soon. Not yet, though, because we don't have damage spells. So, not yet. That guy's kind of scary. Is he Hex-worthy? He might be Hex-worthy. Arcane Blast, Arcane Missiles? Wow. I think we gotta Hex that guy. Lightning Storm is very good. Oh, but if Lightning Storm rolls low on this, I just lose the game, I think, right? I think I just lose the game. I guess we could test the hero power and then Hex if it rolls poorly. We roll the spell power. Yeah, we gotta Hex. If we'd rolled spell power, we would have Lightning Stormed, of course. Halazeel Lightning Storm is gonna be great, but it's still not here yet. We have to survive. So we might have to Healing Wave. Are we just dead? Really? Really? No, I'm not dead. I'm dead. Oh my gosh. Wow. Come on. Fireball double Frostbolt, dude. Come on. Ugh, so dumb. So we actually played that correctly, but gosh. I'm playing another game. That was totally ridiculous. 8-3 8-3 Mana Worm. So stupid. Mages are balanced. I need Tunnel Trogs in my deck, I guess. That's my 8-3 Mana Worm. So this will definitely be our last game. Win, lose, draw, disconnect, apocalyptic zombie scenario. It doesn't matter. We'll toss back the Cairn. We'll keep the Crack and the Thing from Below. We're probably going to play some totems here, so the Thing from Below could save us in the mid-game against Hunter in particular, who typically will be aggressive. But it's likely still a mid-range Hunter. But we still have to worry about damage. Searing Totem here would be pretty sick to contest that. Finally, something broke our way, man. Not too worried about the grub. I had to attack first before playing the Mana Tide, otherwise the Death Rattle from the Fiery Bat could have hit the Mana Tide and set up the trade with the Carrion Grub, so just be careful with stuff like that. We definitely want this to survive. Probably got the Eagle Horn Bow to burn it down anyway, so it's not, or the Quick Shot, whatever. It's not guaranteed, but whenever you can do things correctly, it certainly doesn't hurt. I can Thalnos Stormcrack onto that. That actually feels pretty good. The Thalnos also contest the Fiery Bat. I still have stuff to do next turn. I can Thing from Below, can Lightning Bolt, Lava Shock maybe. Lava Shock actually looks pretty good. Or Lightning Bolt, either one really. But I don't have a clear to deal with the rest of this stuff. So maybe I just play the Thing from Below and deal with those later. Again, we'll attack first, both to draw cards and to preserve the health on our Thing from Below. Oh, actually, I think Elise is just better. She trades just as effectively, and I don't really care about the taunt just yet. And the Thing from Below might get cheaper later, so could give me a bigger tempo swing later on in the game. No need to play it just yet, in other words. When the Elise does just fine. Yeah, so the Thing from Below would have died anyway, so pretty happy about that decision. Sylvanas is actually sort of good here, I think. That's a Death Rattle minion. He wants to play a Savannah Highmane here as well, so she trades into that and steals the Infested Wolf, because she'll proc her Death Rattle before the Highmane. So we're going to get the 3-3 uncontested, so he might have to do something like kill the 3-3 to spawn the 1-1s, and then I'd still be able to attack into the Highmane. I'd be less likely to get something good, of course, because I get a 1-1. But it'd still be pretty favorable for us, because he'd have to sacrifice the 3-3. Princess Huron or whatever. Look, what did we say? What did we say? Did that happen or did that happen, folks? We can even like Lava Shock Lightning Bolt to kill everything and probably even Healing Wave as well. Seemed like those took a while, right? So we'll play this first. And I guess we'll play the thing from below instead of the healing wave. We're not likely to die from burst right now, so it's more advantageous to get the minion and the taunt out than it is the heal. We can always heal in a future turn. We cannot give this minion charge in a future turn, so getting it out a turn sooner actually does make a difference. Turn 7 is probably not good for him. We do have to worry about the turn 8 Call of the Wild. That's a ridiculous card. Deadly Shot's not that great. Oh, well, it actually worked out a little better, but he's still, what's he gonna do here? I don't know that anything is good there. Yogg-Saron is cool. We'll draw first and then probably just Healing Wave and trade. Yeah, Healing Wave Mana Tide's a sick play. That's also good that we got the Mana Tide before we Healing Wave because that takes out one weak minion. It could have gone the other way, which would have been bad, but either way, this is going to be a significant enough heal that we don't care. This game is in an incredibly favorable position for us. I would not be surprised to see the concede. Call the Wild's good. He can kill the thing from below and have 2 minions, but I can Stormcrack the taunt or Hex the taunt and kill the other one. I have options. I can also just play Yogg-Saron and have tons of health and just win the game on Yogg-Saron value likely. And card draw too, so we have a plethora of stuff to do. I guess we can't play Yogg-Saron actually because we're going to be overloaded, but what did we overload on? Ancestral Knowledge. That's what it was. I don't think he has Call, or he probably would have already played it. Stormcrack's cool looking artwork. Seems like he's having some issues up there about what to do just next. Gotta decide. He might have left the game. We might have seen the step away from the computer concede effect. I'm very surprised he played that high man. He must have had no other options. We established that theoretical just on the chance that he might, but we didn't actually think it would happen, did we? Yeah, we could have had a good Yogg-Saron this game, but I think we just saw the I give up, you win, concede effect here. Fortunately, we actually can't do much with our turn since he didn't play anything. It's hard to control a non-existent board. I'm going to play Yogg-Saron even if he comes back. I want to see it. We got to get this thing off before the game tells us that he left. We gotta hurry. Yeah, boy! This guy lived too. Give a damaged minion 3 eye for an eye. Soul of the Forest is sick on this board. Frost Shock we don't really care about. Oh, nice. Embrace the Shadow. Doesn't do much either. Guess we didn't have that many spells this turn. It's kind of sad. Ah, but we got to see it just in time. Nice. That's what we were thinking about. Oh no! Oh no, he seemed to be frozen. Something about this scenario made the game very sad. The Embrace the Shadow effect is super cool looking though with the Yogg-Saron. So anyway, that's going to do it anyway for the Crazy Gods. I think he might be stuck too. Oh, he came back just in time. Nice. So we may get out after all. Good, because I wanted to show you the deck list one last time before we close the video. And I wanted to see that nice victory screen as well. Again, this is the Crazy Gods Shaman by Tides of Time. Played in a tournament, also played on the ladder by Regis Kilbin himself, and surprisingly, we got some good results out of this. It has so many control options that if you plan out your turns well, plan out your healing well, focus on the minions you do have, clearly you can win some games. We climbed a little bit and had some pretty disastrous luck a couple times and still came out ahead. So I like this deck a lot, surprisingly, given how crazy it is. It still has tons of potential. So if you have every legendary in the world and you're able to play this deck, why not give it a try? It might be successful for you as well. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, game on.